Over here in the Tanya, Perek Vav, we're saying how the Sechel leads to the 7 midot, right? With the intellect, Chochmah, Bina, Da'at, and based on that, you will make decisions on how to use your 7 attributes, your 7 midot. But we said that there's also the intellect, the Chochmah, Bina, Da'at, and there's also the 7 midot of the Sitra Achra, of the other side, Chaz Shalom, where a person can use his animalistic soul for bad things. And he says, the Rav Yoram says over here, he says, let's say Chochmah. Chochmah, there's evil side of Chochmah as well. Let's say Yonadav ben Shema, right? The brother of David was a big Chacham, but he was a Chacham for bad. Doeg Adomi was also a big Chacham. He was a undisputed sage of the generation, but he used in the end of the day his bad midot, his jealousy, and his gava, and ended up meaning that he killed off the whole city of Nov with Lashon Hara. So you see that and being Chacham can be used for bad also, right? Nahash was also very cunning and wise. At the end of the day, all these things doesn't mean you're going to be automatically use it for good. You can still use it for bad. For example, Korach was also very wise, was very wealthy. He had prophecy. He saw Shmuel Navi will come from him. But that helped him in a way to go off and may think that he could rebel against Moshe Rabbeinu. So you see that even with prophecy, that doesn't mean that you're going to be for sure a Sadiq. You still have a test if you're going to give in all these powers to the Yesara, to the Sitra, the Ahra, Chaz Shalom. So therefore, a person has to always be able to do bitul. What's bitul? Nullification. Nullify yourself to the side of holiness, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's through learning Torah and doing mitzvot, the Shema, for the proper reasons. Okay, fine. So then he says over here, the Baal Tanya, he says, Ki hamidot hen lefi erech hasechel. He says that each person's midot is only according to his intellect. Meaning, however much you know, and however much you use your intellect to connect to the right things, that's how your midot are going to follow. Wherever the neck goes, that's where the head goes. So therefore, a person has to make sure that he fixes his intellect. Ki katan, let's say, for example, the Baal Tanya says, someone who's not so smart, what does he like to play with? He likes to play with small little toys. He likes nuts, he likes little toy cars, he likes little tchotchkes, he likes little spinning tops. Those are the things that the kids play with. They like those things. Anyway, they're worth $1. They're easy to make, easy to get, and he's happy with that because his knowledge is not so high. So therefore, the toys he plays with is not to have to be such a special toys. But then, when a person gets older and a person gets more wise, he needs more sophisticated toys. For adults, it could be the watches, it could be cars, it could be vacations, it could be clothing, it could be all these fancy steaks. Each person can have a different type of toys. They're still playing. It's just the bigger toys, the bigger people, bigger toys, more expensive toys. So a person has to know that based on your intellect is what you're gonna deal with and what you're gonna love and desire. A person who has a greater intellect, he's gonna learn to love and desire spirituality. The more you grow and you realize that the Gashmiut will never really placate you, will never really make you feel fulfilled. Everybody has a pit, a hole inside of them, and they need to fill it. What are you gonna fill your hole with? In the beginning, you think Gashmiut will do it. And then you fill and you fill and you fill, and you see that it doesn't fill. It always feels empty. And if you think about it in physicality, that's how it's supposed to be. Because in physicality, empty cup holds. If it's full cup, Gashmiut, there's no in the physical world, the full cup can't hold more; it's going to spill. But by spirituality, you're going to see that once you start filling your hole with spirituality, you're going to feel fulfilled. Because that's how it is by spirituality. Chazal say spiritual cup. The more it has, the more it can receive, and the more empty it is, the harder it is for receive. So therefore, actually, when you fill your hole with spirituality, you're gonna have room. You're gonna feel fulfilled, and you're gonna be able to receive more. As opposed to by Gashmiut, you're always gonna feel like you have empty, because to get more, you always have to be empty. Empty cup receives, not a full cup. And when your intellect is small and short, right? You take a toy. You tell a kid, let's go shower. No, I don't want to shower. The playtime's over. No, why? He gets all mad. You can't eat a lollipop now. You have to eat dinner first. He's all mad, right? He throws a fit. What are you doing? When you get angry, we're gonna eat dinner now. Like, what's the big deal? You're gonna play with your toys in a few minutes. Like, what? It's not the end of the world. Why are you getting so mad? Like, as if it's the end of the world. Like it's bedtime. Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. I hate bedtime. Because his sichel is very low, so he doesn't realize that it's not worth getting angry about it. It's not a big deal. And if he gets chutzpah, he gets angry, and he starts yelling. So a person has to know that the same thing in life. Some people do that in life also. Oh, it didn't work out your way. Someone cut you off. You didn't make that business deal. Somebody told you something you didn't like. So they were like little kids. They start screaming, yelling, "Oh, how are you? How dare you say that? Or why this happened to me? What's wrong with my life?" You get all in a fluster like a little kid, like you're throwing a tantrum. And what is because you need to raise your intellect. Once you raise your intellect, the person starts learning about kapara and learning about cheshbon nefesh. There's no sin. He starts learning more Torah. He starts realizing he's able to go with the flow more. He doesn't get angry from any little thing. Okay, maybe when your loved ones do something like a sin, and you're upset about why they sinned, or you're upset about a loss, somebody passed away. Okay, there's things that even very holy people get upset about and sad about, but it's much harder. It's much harder for them to get sad and get upset about certain things. So it all comes with if you raise your intellect. So too with aggrandizing yourself and gava and so on and so forth and all other midot. It says about Tanya, when you think about these 10 attributes, these 10 midot sfirot that are tmeot, the sitra achra, you think about it, or medaber, or you speak things, right? Or you do things that support these sitra achra sfirot. For example, a person he thinks with evil chokhmah. What's evil chokhmah? Things that are anti-Torah, right? You go and you read literature about other schools of thought that don't involve Hashem, right? You read the news not in the light of with a Kadosh Baruch Hu in there, right? It's his fault, that person's fault. We need this, we need that. You consume media that teaches you ideas that are not Torah ideas, right? Oh, you gotta hustle. It's all your fault. It's all your hands. You gotta. There's a system and there's a way. Only if you go to college, you gotta make money, and you have to. All these gurus you listen to online, and all these self-help experts, and all the experts online that give the self-help books and the seminars and the podcasts and all these things, and they don't speak one word about Hashem. Okay, maybe they mention God, but they're not giving you what the Torah's aspect is and how does Ishtadlut fit with Bitachon, and they're not giving you the Chovot Levavot explanation of how things work and what you should be focusing on. They're going to give you their secular understanding, and it's not to blame them. It's just they're not going to give you what you need, and therefore, Chaz Shalom, this can make you think and act not according to the Torah. This could build your evil chokhmah, not the chokhmah for kedusha. Or let's say you speak, you enforce these 10 sfirot by speaking a certain way with curse words or dirty language, or not varim, hurting people, being very negative, or oseh, or when you do averot, you definitely feed the sitra achra. Harei machshavato shebemochot diburo shebepiv koch ma'asav shebeyadav sharei varav nikrin levushe misavo. Leser bechinot elet meot. So we said last time, mitzvot give you levush for the holiness side, for the 10 sfirot of the holiness, and uplift your intellect and uplift your midot. And here, the opposite, when you do averot, and you study foreign wisdom, and you speak the wrong way, and you do the wrong things, do averot. So now you're giving levush, you're giving the clothing and support for the nefesh ba'amit, the physical, so the animalistic soul, and sitra da'achra. So you see that the person has to be careful not to fall into these things, because the sitra achra grows. Either the side of holiness grows, or the side of sitra achra grows, and then you deal with some people that it's very hard for them to do the right thing. It's very difficult. Like this guy, someone cut him off, right? And you're driving with your friend, someone cuts him off. Oh, I'm going to show him. He takes out a Snapple bottle. He's going to throw it at him. He's going to roll down the window. Park, let's go. Let's take you outside. And you're like, Habibi, my friend, calm down. It's okay. It happens. You get pulled. You get cut off. It's fine. Move on with life. It's all from Hashem. No, who is he? I'm going to show him. He gets all angry. And I'm like, calm down. But why does he want to calm down? Why does he think this is the right thing to do? So he has a lot of klipa on him. He raised he grew his sitra d'achra a lot. His animalistic soul is very big inside of him, and it's inside of holiness doesn't have enough to overcome this desire for anger and gava, and therefore he thinks he has to lash out and he has to prove a point. And if he would realize everything's from Hashem, he would gain some intellect, study some Torah, doing some mitzvot, it would even balance it out. But because he doesn't do so much, he does more averot. So now his animalistic soul is the decider, is the one he uses that chokhmah, he uses that wisdom and doesn't make the right decision. So it grows. So all these things that a person can chas shalom fall into the Yetzer Hara and use it for fuel for to feed the sitra achra. Person has to be very careful. Let's say bad things happen to you, or parnasa. How much parnasa can suck your whole life? Parnasa can become your whole day. You eat, breathe, live, talk only about parnasa all day. How to make parnasa, where to get parnasa, who to be with to get parnasa, and what to do with the parnasa, and all these things. And then what? It's I use this to just suck you in and to take you away from the mitzvot and the Torah and leave you with nothing. You wake up, you gotta run for parnasa. You come home like a shmata, dealing with parnasa, and you have no time and no ability to do it in holiness. So therefore, everything under the sun, the Yetzer Hara could trick you into using it to feed him and not to feed the sitra the kedusha. Asher hakol hever od ruach, and that's why King Solomon said. How could King Solomon say everything in the world is vanity and evil spirit? How can you say that? What does that mean? You have to understand it differently. You have to understand that it could be. Everything could become vanity and evil spirit depending on what you feed, which side you're feeding. If you're going to use it for uplift, or you're going to use it for negativity, for the side of sitra achra. Like it says in the Zohar, she'en taviru deruha. Olam hazeh has the ability that it will give him shivaron ruach. It will break your spirit. It will feed the sitra achra, and then you won't be able to enjoy it if any of these things. It doesn't help you. It just makes you worse than you were before. He says all these speeches, all these thoughts that are not la Hashem, they're for a person's personal, selfish reasons. That's why it's called sitra achra, the other side. What's the other side? Tzad acher she'eno tzad kedusha. The other side of the holiness, not the holiness, the other side. Right? And that, there's no Shekhinah there, that's selfishness. So basically, what is a Jew? A Jew has a test. Should I be selfish? Should I realize, should I do things just for my pleasure? And I'm a pleasure seeker, and I do whatever it takes to get myself comfortable and happy and full and satiated and only think about myself? Or do I do bittul, to nullify myself, get over yourself, and realize that's being selfish and running that route is not going to make me happy. It'll make you happy for now, but you'll hit a brick wall and you'll realize that this is a cop out. This is really not going to give me what they promised. The Yetzer Hara fooled me, as the Midrash says in Kohelet. Right, the Yetzer Hara is like a salesman. He comes, he says, come, you want to be happy, come. His fists are closed. Just come, just jump through this hoop, and go over this mountain, and go through this freezing cold, and eventually you catch me, you catch him, nothing. Right, the Midrash also says he's like a highwayman. He's like a highwayman. Back in the day, you travel between cities, there's robbers over there. So the Midrash says that he's like a highwayman, he comes, and you're scared, he's gonna kill me. And then you take 2 steps to the side, and you see it's just a billboard. It's just a prop. With the guy, he's a shabby old man with a one leg, and he made it like a facade that looks like he's a scary guy to stab you. And it was all a farce. It was all nothing. He made you nervous. What about Parnasah? What are you gonna do? You have to go run Parnasah right away, or you can't sit and learn. You're gonna miss all the deals, And then he gives you all this shtuyot nonsense that makes you think that as if you can't do what the mitzvot say. You have to do what he says, or else, and it's all a bluff. So the question in life is: did you buy into the bluff and you become selfish, or do you call his bluff and you push, you overcome, and you realize, I build myself, I build my community, I build my friends, I build my family, I build my soul so I can be ready to to enjoy in the divine presence of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and that's what's going to fulfill me. And my cup will be always refull because of spirituality. So therefore, don't fold to the Yitzhara. Call his bluff and put a push in all in. Baruch Nayonan.